it's your gal Petite Gal, but you can call me Nyxe, and welcome to my channel. So today I wanted to tell you about my experience making the entry for the Gunpla Builders World Championship. And this is the first time that I'm doing this, entering a Gunpla competition anyways. And also the first time I'll be doing a lot of the things that I'm doing to this kit. So I actually found out about the competition a little bit late and decided to enter also kind of late by proxy. And I had another idea in the beginning, but it required so much modification compared to this one that it just wasn't going to work out with the time constraint that I had. So I ended up taking an HG the O that I had already lying around, and I customized that with panel lines, decals, a different color scheme, and like a diorama / base that I made from scratch. So for this one, I actually didn't know how to do a lot of the things that I was doing to the kit. Like, I've never done anything like scribing or chiseling new panel lines. I've never had to put decals on any Gunpla kits, and I've never made a diorama before, so everything is a lot of firsts, which is probably not the best way to enter a competition, but I'm glad I was able to put something out there that was like, I actually finished it before the deadline. I ended up with having only 2 weeks left to build this whole thing. So that's why this is going to be a video diary type series instead of like a process kind of thing. So hopefully you'll still enjoy the video nonetheless. And I think that's all I have to say about it. So let's just get into the video. So I actually already took it apart like these. I also already marked out and also already scribed in a few of the lines that you can hear. So yeah, so there's already lines, but they're still undefined. That's why you can't quite see them on camera. And I've also already separated the parts. Like, this is all hand parts, and then this is all like feet parts, you know. And I just need to sand down a few more, and then I can get to priming them and painting them as I please. So that's just the update. Hi everyone, so I wanted to update you guys again on the progress of this Gunpla. And I wanted to update a little bit earlier before I ended up painting and assembling everything, and while I was still in different parts, but because I'm on a deadline and it's very close and I'm getting worried, I ended up panicking and pulling an all-nighter instead. So I have the almost finished thing here. And the paint job I think is basically finished. There's a few dents that I need to add like darker colors to and all, but this is basically what it's going to look like. The base of this is done with spray paint. The purple parts are done with a lacquer based dark paint that I mix with like white to get this kind of lighter purple, because the one I got was kind of borderline black. And then these shiny parts, iridescent parts, are lacquer based paints that I just added right away to some black base. And then for the metal colors, I use citadel paints, and I think that's it. For the dents, I actually dented the plastic itself by adding cement to it for a bit, and then after it kind of cured for a bit, I just kind of smashed it in with the back of a penknife. And for the panel lining, I actually made it a lot deeper with chisel. So I actually got a chisel type knife for the end of my penknife. But other than that, I didn't really add anything special to the Gunpla itself. And this is basically how it's going to look like post and all. So I just need to get a base and a little bit of like effects on it, and then we should be done. So it's nighttime now, and before I already showed you the whole paint job of the O, I added a few more details, and I accentuated some more details that was already there. But the thing that I need to get started on now is the base, which I don't actually have. I wanted to go and get a pre-made base from the hobby store, but they were out of the ones that had the feel that I wanted. So in the end, I decided we're just gonna DIY this, and I went to an art store instead. So the first thing I got is this, which is a 1 by 1 meter block of styrofoam. I think it's not that thick, so it's still pretty thin. It's like 1 centimeter maybe. And I took two 15 centimeters by 15 centimeter boxes that I cut out, and then I stuck them together, and then I started carving at it until I got the shape like this. This was kind of random carving and shaving, and then I put the O here in the pose that I wanted him to go. And then after that, I marked out where his feet were going to stand and made cracks accordingly. And then I painted this with an acrylic paint, and I'm going to have to weather this as well. But for now, I'm going to need to make a few more little pieces from foam that are going to be little like debris that I don't actually have on the foam base yet. So we're going to do that now, and then after that, tomorrow I'm going to do a little bit more of like highlighting, I think, and then we might add some decals. It's tomorrow now, so yesterday I carved out a little bit of a base and also some little accessories to put onto the base and stuff like that. And I fitted it with the gunpla and stuff, and as I put the gunpla on top of it, it felt kind of flimsy. So I decided to add an infraboard back to it, and because infraboard has these like, they have lines, so I covered the sides with some foam. So this is like very thin craft foam, and I just covered it up, and I'm going to be painting this black so that it blends in with this. And I'll be fixing up a bit of the paint job on the sides that I butchered when I cut down the infraboard size. And also, I added some details to the carved out styrofoam, and also to the details that I already painted down yesterday. Already carved out yesterday. Like this concrete barrier that I made. I made like this thing that has some paint spread out a bit. So I think this looks nice. It looks kind of like a like concrete, I guess. The only thing I'm not quite happy with is that you can see the little bubbles here and there, like from styrofoam, because you can see the little balls that styrofoam come with, and I don't know how to hide that, but I'm pretty sure you can use like plaster or something or clay to really hide the seams, but I'm gonna just live with it because they said that they weren't going to really judge the base anyways, so I didn't really try hard going into the base. Also, this was the first time I decided to carve something out of styrofoam. I've never done this before. I've never made a diorama before, and so I think for a first attempt, this is not the worst thing in the world. Also, I added some decals to our guy and a little special effect part that I'm planning to put there, but at the moment it's still kind of something you can put away. I added some decals here and there to add a little bit more detail, and because there will be an effect part like this on the side, I'll be adding a little bit of like clear yellow color to make like a kind of like a light beam coming this way. So I still have a little bit of painting to do, and I still need to panel line the guy so that he stands out a little bit more. But so far, that is everything that's been done. That's all the updates so far, and this is how it kind of looks on the base. So I need to fix the pose up a little bit and all, but this is generally how it will look on the base without the effects and everything else. And yeah, so this is, I think, my second week working on this gunpla, and during the first week what I did was basically just do all of describing, all of the the building was done, so all of describing, all of the sanding, and all of the first part of the whole process. And then during the second week, when everything was done, I think I just put together everything, and then I think that's it. Just put together and paint everything. But now that it's almost the day of the submission, it's going to be the day of submission in 5 days. That's the deadline. And I finally gotten to this point of the building / decorating / customizing process. So what I've done today, basically what's different from yesterday, is I've attached the effects part. This big part actually, I didn't attach it with anything. It just kind of hung there, and then after adding some paint to it, it stuck to the paint. So I guess that in itself acted a little bit like glue. I added this little piece in the front here. I stuck it to the paint first to mark where I wanted it, and then I super glued it on so that it won't fall. And I super glued it instead of using cement because although they're both plastic and it would have worked fine with cement, it would have worked better before I painted anything. Also because I used a little bit of spray paint to get this like yellow glow effect on the gunpla to make it look like there's a yellow beam. I didn't think that cement was going to do well. In fact, it might have just gotten more paint displaced, and I would have needed to repaint that part a lot. So instead I just used super glue so that it wouldn't do that. So I used a metallic spray paint to give it a base. I wanted to use just the clear yellow paint that you can get from the Mr. Hobby line, but it didn't show up almost at all on the black parts of the gunpla. So I ended up having to give it a base, but I ended up also spray painting these effect parts. It was supposed to be very clear, but now they're slightly more opaque. But I think it ended up looking really nice. It had, if you can see in real life actually, it looks a lot better because it has little like glitter metallic effects to it, rather than like online you can't quite see it like on the video. But it looks really nice, and I think it looks fine considering I didn't actually really like it when I first added the spray paint and the clear gloss on top of it. But after letting it sit for a while, the color actually set in quite well. And I added a matte top coat on top of it so it doesn't look too out of place, even though it's metallic. So that's for the gunpla. I also lined the gunpla with white acrylic paint so that it has more detailing. And I painted the rim of the foam yesterday that was blue to be black to match the base itself. So we're about to be done with this. This is really the final stretch of it, and I can probably finish it up by today and tomorrow, and then after that actually submit this piece into the competition. So what I think we're going to be doing now is basically I want to add a little bits of concrete here on this other foot that we haven't added anything to, because I think I want to add a little bit just to make it look like he's really standing his ground. And then I'm going to add little pebbles that I bought and really add a bit more texture to the base itself. Hi, it's later today and I already finished all the detailing and all the stuff that I wanted to add. So let me show you the gunpla. This is our basically finished O, which I think it's already done anyways because I already entered it anyways. So I added a few details here and there, like I added rubble in there so that it's not as empty. I added these things over here that I said I was going to add to make it look like he was standing his ground a little bit more, to make the earth look a little bit more cracked. And I patched up some of the paint that was on the arm. This thing keeps falling, so I might need to secure it, but I think it's fine for now because I'm going to have to set it up on the day anyways, so I can kind of see how I want to do that on the venue and see where I want it to kind of be angled to. But yeah, I'm actually not that depressed about this. I thought I'd be a bit more sad about the results, but I actually don't hate it. I thought I was going to hate it because of this yellow like lighting that I did. I thought it was going to look just awful because I tried just using the clear yellow, but it really didn't show anything, and I had to use the metallic yellow that I really didn't want to use, but that was my only option. And also because my airbrush broke, now there was like not a lot of options. So yeah, I'm glad it turned out this way. It looks really nice, I think. I'm going to add a few pictures after this so you can see the pictures that I actually used in my entry form, so you guys can see what the committee is going to be looking at. And this is what it looks like from this side. I added a little bit of black spray paint to make it look like more shadowed. And this part, it was covered up, the sticker, so I scratched at it so that the sticker would show through a little bit more. But yeah, that's all that I have to update with. This is the final piece, and I'm going to update you guys on the day on the venue. So see you there. So that was it, and that was how I made my entry for the Gunpla Builders World Championship. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and if you want to see more of my content, don't forget to subscribe. And please do like or dislike and comment on the video so that I know what you guys are into and not into, so that I can further create better content for you guys. If you guys didn't know, I go live on Twitch every Thursday and Friday at 9 p.m. GMT +7. So if you're interested in either painting miniatures or gunpla building or anything in between that, then please do check out my channel. If you want more consistent updates on me and anything that I am doing, then you can follow my Instagram. Everything will be linked down below, or you can search me up at ggal. So thank you so much once again, and I'll definitely take you guys to the Gunpla Builders World Championship, and see you in the next video.